this tremendous video here. I've caught up with a lot of messages, a lot of videos. I've been very busy working on our commissions for our party rollout. I've had a tremendous amount of trolls, easily dispatched, but I want to get into real truth all Canadians need to know, and it's in relation to one, Dr. Jordan Peterson and his major rant. He talks about WEF, globalism, talks about the Green New Deal, and then he goes off about respecting sovereignty and the citizens of said countries. Folks, there is one thing and one thing alone that unites every member of WEF. And do you know what that is? That's colonialism. Those who are in bed with or who love colonialism. Klaus Schwab, folks, was born in a nation of absolute colonialism. They call it Nazification for Germany. But Klaus Schwab, his era, his time, was in the height of the German crown system. Pure on constitutional monarchy. Who else is a constitutional monarchy? Well, Norway's in there. The Dutch were in there. Canada is absolutely and forever and a day in there. In there. We look at all these leaders of this Green New Deal. They're all crown colonials. In fact, France was one of the biggest. One of the P5 is one of the biggest crown colonials in history, next to Britain. Britain was large and in charge of that design early on, but that hasn't been true for many, many decades. If you want to know the truth of this, soon I will be posting the publications from the House of Lords in relation to the royal family. People need to know this stuff. People don't know. And Jordan Peterson goes off on a major rant talking about this organization, non-governmental, endowed and imbued with government leadership, top-level government leadership. Again, who are they? In large percentile, they're absolutely all crown colonials. And sadly, from the Democrat side of politics in the United States of America, from the worst president of the United States ever, could have been much worse if we'd seen the election of Al Gore, who's been in there like a dirty shirt forever and a day. This is all from the Democrat side of government in the U.S. And there we have Joe Biden, who signed the New Atlantic Charter 2021. He did that. He's allowed, as President of the United States, any one of them are allowed through executive power alone, meaning no vote, presidential decision, sign international treaties. And he did. Al Gore was going to do it too, but he never saw the light of day. He was an ultimate loser, not Joe Biden. Joe Biden says, yes, Al Gore, we embrace you. That's how he won president. He got enough radical lefts, central lefts that flip-flop between Republican and Democrat. He got enough to endorse him, and he took the Al Gore system forward. It's been around forever. It's anti-American, and it's unconstitutional. None of the agendas of WEF, the royal family's Green New Deal, that's where it's from. I'm sorry, anyone thinking WEF is somehow just a Klaus Schwab thing? It's not. It's not. It's clearly a royal family and of the colonial world thing. It's about rich controlling the poor. It's about class structure. First, second, third, and savage class. Now, Jordan Peterson nails a lot of things down. He does. He ignores all the economics. He nails a lot of things down, except in relation to the design of WEF, the design of the Green New Deal, and absolutely globalism. What is it? It's based in colonial constitutional monarchies from the old world, folks. Old world. Look at all the players. Look at the African assets. Look at the French in there like a dirty shirt. Look at all the countries who are members of it. Look where they hail from. Oh, they're all from the Commonwealth of Nations. They're all under the royal family. They're all countries France controls as colonial assets from World War II. Oh, geez. Nobody put this together. Literally, folks, you can go through all of it. BlackRock. What is BlackRock? Folks, that's all of our North American pensions. If you worked for any private company who signed up with a pension plan or private benefits fund, is owned and operated exclusively, almost all, 94%, through BlackRock. Through BlackRock. Your pensions, your benefits are on the hook for all that is WEF. That is the entirety of its financing. All public sector working Americans and Canadians, all private sector nearly working Canadians and Americans. That's what's used to finance the Green New Deal, the WEF, and globalism today. And what is it? It is a return to the old world order. First class, second class, third class, and somebody to be a savage. It's written all over WEF's board of directors. There's a mineral company out of Africa, exploited all the Africans, completely racist. I've already gone through all the companies. So many of the $5 billion or more worth. So many absolutely hail from the United Kingdom or any of the American assets in just about only 5 states. 5 states. If you guessed the large and in charge ones being New York and California, you'd be correct. You would be correct. And there's others with loyalist lies that are embedded constitutionally. Sadly, not all of the 50 states have eradicated all of that. I go through a lot of their constitutions. You see which ones present a Commonwealth truth. France, the second biggest colonial from the old world, the world before World War II, the world that Nazi Germany destroyed for the French, is rebuilt in WEF. Completely rebuilt, invested by Macron, all of his financial institutions, the French Central Bank. You'll see the Dutch there. You'll see it all. You'll see it all. And you'll see BlackRock. You'll see BlackRock there. But, again, the point of this is to highlight something that is not universal between Canada and the USA especially, and it undoes what Dr. Jordan Peterson's talking about. And either he's completely incompetent or he's an absolute liar, because sadly he swore the oath of allegiance too. He's a first-class citizen. He's even being sponsored and paid by organizations with WEF lifetime member Stephen Harper. And this is the part that I hope Canadians wake up to. There hasn't been a president of the United States in membership of the WEF or involved with the WEF since 2001. And of course, we're going back to one Al Gore, who's right on the board, right? Vice President Al Gore at one time. And he did want to be president, but he was a loser. And he never got in, and we're lucky he never did. Joe Biden keeps going. He has a special envoy for environmentalism registered with the WEF just in the last one. But what about Canada and our prime ministers? How many are absolute members of WEF? Well, all of them. All of them. Now, Justin Trudeau's smart. He's smart. He didn't put his name in there. He knew. Harper's in there, and every single one before them, all the way back to 1971. Canada's prime ministers have all been in there. Justin Trudeau appointed a deputy prime minister, Chrystia Freeland. She's on the board. She's there. Now, Canadians and Dr. Jordan Peterson, Mr. Genius, how many other heads of state are on the board of the WEF? Well, the answer is none besides France. None besides France. None. Just your country, your leadership, all on the board. Never mind the entire membership, where it shows all prime ministers since 1971 there. And of course, Justin Trudeau sneaks away because he got Chrystia Freeland to take it. See the problem here, folks? When we talk about sovereignty and citizenry, are you ready for explosive? And I hope all of these blowhards, these lunatics, these radicals from the right, I want you all to do some homework for me, because it's pretty easy to do. Go through the membership. Look at all those participants, besides the radical Democrats. I mean, all the other countries. It's not hard to look at them. How many have a constitution defined in the constitutional monarchy system, meaning complete monarchies, where in fact they don't have citizens, and they clearly do not have any sovereignty? How can you prove that? How many belong to the Commonwealth Charter 2012? There's your answer. There is your answer. In a massive, large swath. The rest are individual monarchies or kingdoms themselves, with a divine dictator, a divine king over the people, who are not citizens. They are defined constitutionally as subjects. And those that are not defined as subjects, you will find are registered under treaty in the Commonwealth Charter 2012. And if you haven't read that, you've given up your sovereignty. Your leadership of your even republic gave up your international narrative and your international ability to make your own decisions to a crown constitutional monarchy, i.e. the royal family of the UK. UK House of Lords, UK subjects don't even do that. That's been completely expunged, and I'll show the letter. But everybody else does in the Commonwealth. Everybody else does. If you go independent, but you sign on to the Commonwealth Charter, sure, domestically you can operate under a constitution that can give citizenry. And again, Canadians, you're not citizens. Read your Citizenship Act. You have to swear an oath of allegiance to become a subject. See the trick? They use the word citizenship, but it's oath of allegiance to become a subject of that divine crown. You're being manipulated. Jordan Peterson is on one side. He's financed by one side of the crown. Stephen Harper is a lifetime WEF member. This isn't secret. He's right on the website. All Canadian prime ministers since 1971 are. All American presidents since 2001 said, no WEF. And you know why? Not because they're better than Canadian prime ministers. It's because it's unconstitutional and it's treasonous in the United States of America. So you have backdoor scoundrels like Al Gore. It might have been a good thing if Al Gore had won president. There are treason charges you can put forward on stuff like that. Maybe that would have been a devastating blow for the Democrats. Is it still scary that we have all our pensions, our social securities privately paid for, or even if you were a government employee, paid into for you, and that is on the world agenda list for the Crown Colonials to use at their expense? That is troubling. I just want honesty. Dr. Jordan Peterson, you swore the oath of allegiance. You're financed through conservative PACs. That's how you got established. You talk about sovereignty, you talk about citizenry, but that isn't the truth for any Canadians, none whatsoever. It's clearly written in the highest laws of Canada. If anyone goes past the Charter, 1982, you're going to get to sections 134, the last few. And there, at the conclusion of your constitutional acts of Canada, been there since 1867, all the way through, it clearly tells you you're all subjects. Subjects, never removed. You're not citizens, none of you. None of you. And worse, we have enacted a whole class of savages. It's called the 1876 Indian Act, where we ceded all the Indians. They're not Aboriginal, they're not Indigenous, they're not First Nations, they're none of these clever titles the government creates. They're none of those, because legally they're all Indians, even the Inuit under the Arctic, the ICC Arctic, not ICC Criminal Court, the Arctic Council. And even under that, in all of its enactments for the territories through the Arctic and the overlaps into those western provinces, folks, and even into northern Quebec, all of them are written into the Indian Act. It's clearly referenced there. It's clearly utilized there. That is the legal truth. This isn't my words. This is legal truth. You can't find a single Canadian lawyer anywhere in Canada, doesn't matter, top lawyers of the Liberal Party, I will slap the shit out of them, already have. These truths are bound in the highest laws of the land of Canada. There are no citizens, there's only subjects, and there's no First Peoples, no Indigenous, no Aboriginal, but Indian, and even for the Inuit. They are Indian acted, 1876. Never repealed, never dismembered, there forever and a day. We're a disease that looks a lot like Nazi Germany of pre-1945, because we were designed first. Hitler used our design to create the Nazi reality. Nazification is the height of the colonial design from the constitutional monarchy called Canada. Canada won Manchester. Go look at it. There's an entire triangle pyramid at the top of a tower called Canada won. That's the design. That's the great evil. Many people will tell you so many lies because they're one with it. Left or right, all the way through the center in Canada, they are all one with it. There is a central crown for the federal government, and there's provincial and territorial crowns for the territories and provinces. Those are the only defined citizenry in Canada. The politicians you elect and those they appoint under the constitutional acts of Canada, a very small amount of people. That's it. They are people. They are the crown. They are divine. They are the citizens. They are the only ones. That's it. The rest of you, subjects or savages defined in your highest laws of the land. And you don't have any sovereignty. You've given that away since 1867 to an empire that doesn't exist anymore, an empire that's now the UK that says, sorry, we removed the crown in that respect. We don't recognize the crown in that respect. The crown is central federal Canada and regional, provincial, territorial Canada. That's your crown. Look to your Governor General of Canada. Look to your Lieutenant Governors of Canada and the 3 territorial commissioners. That's it. That's it. That's my video. Get it shared out. Thank you. Have a great day. Get the truth out there. It's up to you. You change the world, because we can keep playing bounce, pass, conservative, liberal. I get people going, oh, you're going to get the other party in. Oh, we want this party in. Has it ever worked out for Canadians? You say, oh, but there was good times at the next generation's expense. Bad times at the current generation's expense. Whose expense? All the subjects and all the savages defined with no sovereignty and who are absolutely not citizens. Get that out of your head. And again, I'll take on any lawyer throughout Canada. Read the Citizenship Act, read your Constitution. I've memorized the Canadian Constitution. I can show you all the cockamamie, all the lies that Canada tries to sell to you. And it is an elite, first-class citizenry who has all the divinity of the socialism, all the divinity of the capitalism, and you get all the negatives. All the negatives, and we can go through it. I can pick any industry, any ministry, federally, provincially, or what have you, any international narrative, and over again, they fill their pockets at your expense. And if it isn't your direct expense and it looks great, it looks wonderful, this government's doing good, go measure their federal deficits, go measure their provincial deficits. You weren't doing good at all. It was the illusion of doing good. It was borrowing to slave you tomorrow, borrowing to slave all the children and those to come tomorrow, so you don't feel it today, but you'll feel it tomorrow. We're feeling it now. We're feeling it now. Folks, get the video shared. You change the world. It starts with calling these liars out, because Dr. Jordan Peterson is sworn to that crown. He is a sworn first-class citizen. He is a citizen. He is sovereign. His whole group is those who bent the knee, those who took those key positions, lawyers, doctors, justices, police, military, government, public sector, but not you, the everyday Joe Jane citizen. Not you. You're to be expensed as a subject to that crown, to their power, their higher citizen, their superiority in a first, second, third class savage citizenry. What is again the savage defined in the 1876 Indian Act? Those to be liquidated or extincted, or they become savages. That's their only future as long as we continue like this. I can show you every country, so many in the WEF, that continue to practice this today. We have history and examples from all of them over and over showing the genocides, the gross genocides. Why are these countries part of the WEF? Why are they part of the Green New Deal? They're all colonials or colonial assets, controlled, marginalized, and administrated by this first class. And you pay for it. You pay for it as the good subjects. Joe Biden turned Americans into subjects on the global international stage. That's the executive power of a president. Can't do it at home domestically, not inside the country, but he can sure do it to them on the international stage. And he is. Look at all their pension plans. Look at all their social securities. Scary. Scary. Canada, we've been there forever and a day. Every single one of our crown colonial politicians all ascended to power. They're all in there like a dirty shirt. Is Danielle Smith going to help you? No. She's part of the CPC, Conservative Party of Canada. All WEF registered, all members, lifetime. All of them, every single Prime Minister we've ever had from the Conservatives. All the Liberals. Justin Trudeau, the only exception. And why? Because the jig was up. So he got Chrystia Freeland to stay and stand in his stead. And she's right there, standing beside Macron. Civil law socialist. That's France, the Republic of France. Civil law socialist. Civil law socialist. Scary, scary stuff indeed. All colonials, all attached. Go look at it. If anyone doesn't want to show you this reality, it's because they don't want to tell you the truth. Dr. Jordan Peterson isn't telling the truth. Again, I'm going to say it. There is no sovereignty for any of the second, third class and savages in Canada. Who is that? The 99%. There's none. And citizenry, a little more than that, but not a whole lot. A real sad state of affairs. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Anyone telling you anything else is a liar. Share, share, share. It's the right thing to do. We have to stop it. Do you really want to stop these agendas? You have to accept what you are, what your country is, and start on the path to change. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to educate. We're going to take them all on. Just like the United States did. They had to take on 5 colonials. 5. Africa had to take on 7. And clearly today, they're still fighting those narratives. It's never ending. 3 former presidents of the United States told you the fight for freedom and democracy never ends. You're only ever one generation away from losing it. USA's under major attack. They're always under attack. We are losing. And we're losing because we don't want to face the truth. We're letting them dictate the truth. And they're all liars. From the far left, right through the center to the far right. Canada is one of the heaviest involved because we're of the original design. And people don't want to wake up. We've got to wake them up. Thanks. God bless. Have a great day. Bye now.